Welcome to Malpractice Podcast.
Are you ready to get started?
3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
Fuck
Hey-
you, 2020.
Hey, Malpals. Happy New Year. I'm Sid.
I'm Jess.
Welcome to 2021. We don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, everyone tiptoe, okay?
Yeah.
Tip fucking toe
Don't
into 2021.
start your bullshit with setting intentions or
Nope.
making resolutions. Like, you just
Nope.
be happy to be here in 2021.
We are not trying to be anything great. We are trying to be good.
We're
We are-
tiptoeing the line.
Don't make any sudden movements. Last year we made sudden movements and shit got cray.
Last year we
We're
said
Not.
we're gonna do all this stuff. We said we're
This
gonna
is my year.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. This is the year's year. This year's all about 2021. What does the year want from me?
what can
How
I
do
do?
how do I be better for the year?
Yeah, same.
My gosh. How's your little grandma?
She's great. My grandma is 93 and she's
A queen.
an actual queen. She taught me how to play 42 like dominoes.
Okay, I saw that on your social medias.
She taught me how to play 42. We did a puzzle together.
I fucking cannot stand a puzzle.
Oh, I hate a puzzle.
I hate
I
puzzles suck.
was trying to put this puzzle together and the pieces, they fit in places they shouldn't fit in. And I'm like
Oh.
coming and doing a double check behind myself because I'm like, where the fuck is the
Mhm.
rest of my buffalo? Right?
Dumb.
And I'm like blaming it on my grandma, but I'm pretty sure it was me.
You blamed your grandma?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was like, well, she's 93. Like, maybe the pieces.
It's
No,
fine.
I'm 100% sure it was me.
My sister and my dad will just stare at puzzles. That's me staring at puzzles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? We have things to fucking do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what, we don't have anything to do now, I guess, because of COVID.
No, not now.
But before, we had shit to do.
It felt like there was more stuff to do. And now it's like, well, I don't know.
There's
A
not.
puzzle could be fun. I personally am not a puzzle person, but I get it if you are.
I don't get it. Explain. DM me and
D-
explain it.
My mom was participating with my grandma and I, like putting the puzzle together, and she was like, it fits. And I was like, it doesn't look like it fits. She was like, well, I'll just have to cut it. And I was like, that's not how puzzles
Yeah,
work.
that's my vibe. Tell me about your grad school goings on. I say grad school. Bitch, you're about to be a fucking doctor, bitch.
Things are good. About to GTFO, trying to GTFO.
Yeah. So you can get
Money. Oh, what? Yeah, money is what I'm graduating for. And people are like, oh, you're thinking about going into industry as opposed to like staying in academia? And I'm like,
Correct.
Yes. And they're like, is it the money? And I'm like, it's not the money.
Hold on. Let me talk through this. You would like me to stay in a profession that is increasingly disrespected. For
Disrespect.
disrespect for pennies to prove myself to archaic individuals.
Correct. Academia is like a cult, except that cults make you feel wanted.
Yeah, no.
And
yep.
academia is like, I don't know why you're here, but you have to stay.
You actually suck, but like you have to be here.
You suck and I hate you, but thanks for being here.
Literally, yes. I got lucky with my advisor for my thesis. I really enjoyed her
Yeah.
her entire existence. But there were times where she said stuff and I was like, I'm an idiot.
We've all been there.
And also, like, let's be clear. You are and have always been a scientist and the smartest science person in the world. So
You almost made me spit my tea into my microphone.
as we have previously discussed, you're the smartest scientist. So
I think I got that award, actually.
I gave it to
It
you.
came in, yeah.
Okay, great.
When do I give my acceptance speech?
Anytime. We have
Oh,
500 downloads, so fuck it up. Okay, are you ready?
yeah.
Be prepared to be can we take a moment of silence that The Office is no longer on Netflix?
R.I.P. Honestly.
I went to Netflix, as I do every day, and I typed in and it didn't come up, and I was like, like, I fucking forgot.
I also forgot. And also, I've gotten to a point in my life where sometimes I will say, like, oh, my friend said this thing. And it's someone from The Office.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bitch, that's not your real friend. That's a fictional character.
Okay, but if you feel friendly about it, it's your friend.
Are they my friend or no?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. No, same.
Okay.
I'm very sad about that. So,
Same.
also, Michelle put a TV in our bathroom so I can watch TV while I get ready.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't that so fucking nice?
That's
It's a
super
little
nice.
screen TV in the bathroom. All my dreams came true.
How cute is that? I literally just listen to podcasts 175% of the time. So a TV screen wouldn't do anything for me, but I love it for you.
I love it. I've been watching like home makeover shows in the morning.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay. Well, our first little episode for 2021 is for you.
For me?
Yeah, it's for you because it's your vibe.
Oh,
It's a criminal vibe.
is it a murder?
A murder. A murder. Yes, it's a lot of murders, actually.
Oh, you know I love a murder.
So this episode is about this guy, H.H. Holmes, Henry Howard Holmes, born Herman Webster Mudgett,
Oof.
May 16th, 1861 in New Hampshire. So first of all, good call, Holmesy, on the fucking name change. That's a horrible
Yeah.
name.
Herman Webster Mudgett is...
It's the name of a frog.
it sounds like Ebenezer Scrooge's friend.
No, yes. It sounds like fake old man. It sounds
Yes,
like a baby
it's a
who was
fake-
born an old man.
It's a fake old man name. That's exactly what it is. Okay.
Well, he was real. So he was also known as the Beast of Chicago, which, paints a picture, which was given to him in, because of like alleged murders.
Alleged.
And then also like over 50 lawsuits that were filed against him.
Oof.
So his disturbing actions were the murdering, but he
Sure.
also was like super scammy, super schemy,
Sneaky Sneth.
sneaky sneth. So this is another one of those motherfuckers right
Sneaky motherfucker.
here. So H cubed, that's what I call HHH, Holmes.
Oh, well, that's not unfair. H cubed.
Cubed, is known as the first modern prolific serial killer. He killed anywhere from 20 to 200 people.
Ugh.
I know that's like a wide range of murder.
Yeah.
And you're like, how? It's because like no one really knows. And historians question whether this shit is real or like fabricated because of yellow journalism at the time.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
it's fucking real.
Yeah. And sometimes when you have somebody who just be killing people, they just like lump others in with it. They're like, I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe he did this one too. Who can
Yeah,
say?
just fucking throw it on him too.
Yeah.
He is also known for creating what is known as the murder castle, where he tortured and killed his victims. It sounds
Yes.
like Starvation Heights, and I love it.
Absolutely does. And I was just about to say that. And also, I remember reading a story about how he hired different contractors so no one knew what he was doing.
No, yeah, he did that.
Ugh.
When he built that castle, he
Mhm.
hired then fired them. So they do one project of the big project. He hired them for the whole castle, and then
Yeah.
he was like, "Nope, you're fired," and pulled somebody else because he had all these like secret passageways and chutes and ladders in that bitch to move bodies.
Oh, my God. I want to go to this house so bad.
What the fuck?
I know that sounds really
No.
gross, but I just want to see it.
You are some fucking swims with sharks, bitch. That's not me.
That is fair.
Go there with Eric, maybe. I'm not down.
He won't go with me. I need a murder friend.
I mean, I like murder stories, but I'm not trying to get murdered. Like, that's what you're trying to get.
What is he? He's from the 1800s, right?
I mean, he's dead.
he's long dead.
Yes. So let's start at the beginning. H Cubed was born in New Hampshire under his name, Herman Webster Mudgett, from Ebenezer Scrooge's best friend. That's him.
Yeah.
Which, you for the name, right? So the third child of Levi Horton Mudgett, has just a horrible name also. Levi's cute.
Yeah.
And Theodate Page Price.
Theodate.
I like Theodate, but like, nah. Like Theo is cute.
Theo is cute. You know they didn't call her ass Theo.
I know. They said the whole fucking thing.
They called
His
her
father-
Mother.
Mama. Oh my
Mama.
gosh, wait. There's what me and Michelle say some weird. Oh, it's because Elle's like favorite thing is this Russian cartoon that's like Masha and the bear, and she talks in this like little accent like this, and she had a Masha party, and Lori was like, "Oh, Marsha," and she was like, "No, Masha." This little like 4-year-old Hispanic girl is like, "Masha and the bear."
Sorry, what? Children talking in accents that are not their real accents is the fucking creepiest thing in the entire. Can
I
you
think
imagine if
it's
she
so
came to your
cute.
room at 3:00 in the morning and was like, Masha? No, you better get. Okay, sorry.
Yep. Wait, when did we say it's when you choose your favorite child from the interview?
There's not a good
Yes.
time to pick a favorite, but sometimes there is a good time.
There is. His father, H Cube's father, was an alcoholic and was reportedly abusive towards the entire family. However, he was super wealthy. So Howard was like really well off and also bullied in school.
Okay.
And a super good student. Like he was crazy smart. If he wasn't obviously a sociopath, he would have been like a great man, historians say.
You win some, you lose some.
Really? Yeah, I know. Coin toss
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. 50-50.
I'm dead. One story about his being bullied is that he was like, I want to call it kidnapped. Like the bullies took him
Mm-hmm.
and like put him in a science wing and put him face to face with like a real skeleton
Okay.
and put the skeleton's hands on his face to like creep him out.
Ugh.
However, like it didn't scare him. He was actually like, this is cool.
He was like, joke's on y'all because I love this.
I know, he loved it. And like it like intrigued him to know more.
Mhm.
So he became fascinated with the human body.
So it's like, dude, be a doctor, right?
Right. So I mean he tried. So
Okay.
after that incident with the skeleton, he started dissecting things and performing surgery on animals that he trapped as a casual hobby.
Oh my God.
Mayday.
Did he also light fires or wet the bed? Because that's part of the McDonald triad of
I
serial
mean, I think
killers.
so. I don't know.
Allegedly, he peed the bed. I don't know.
Allegedly, he might have. And also, allegedly, there's a story about him possibly killing one of his friends when he was a child. But like they
Okay.
couldn't prove it.
Okay. Because it was the 1800s.
Unless you were there, bitch, you don't know.
They were like, we don't know. Maybe he did.
So fast forward, he graduates from high school, marries Clara Levering.
He
Cute.
got married?
Yeah, he did get married, but just wait. It's only for a split second.
Listen, it'd be like that sometimes. You marry a serial killer, you don't know.
And then they run out on your ass. And they
Yep.
had a son named Robert Levering Mudgett. Ew. And then he enrolled, not the son, he was a baby. But then H
Yeah.
Cubed enrolled in the University of Vermont, but ended up leaving for some kind of weird reasons, like accusations, and like it wasn't necessarily a grade school, but the combination.
Oh, and also, like, maybe he was a serial killer and was unable to hold down a real life.
Yeah. Eventually, he landed at the University of Michigan's Department of Medicine and Surgery.
Mhm.
And in honor of my dad, who will never listen to this, I have to say go green because they're there.
Okay.
He went to Michigan State and they hate Michigan. So,
Fair.
boo. Obviously, Michigan creates serial killers. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
So being a doctor at this time, when we do historical stories about people, I'm always like, what was shit like then? So at this time in the early 1800s / like the middle, to address many of the abuses in the medical education, duh, a national convention was held in the 1846. And so at that convention, they discussed creating a standard code of ethics for the profession and an adoption of uniform higher education standard for doctors, including courses for pre-medical education. So they're kind of like standardizing a creation of a national medical association. All those things were happening at the same time that he was being like educated in the system. And then in 1847, there were like 200 delegates representing 40 medical societies and 28 colleges from different states that met. And they resolved the first session of the American Medical Association. So the AMA is set the educational standards moving forward.
Yeah.
So I just think like that's kind of a cool background. Like at the time that this guy is like becoming a serial killer and getting his degree, the medical field was trying to kind of course correct some of the liberties that people would take at the time, because as you know, like people didn't go through rigorous training necessarily, and like the longevity of training at the time was kind of like, well, you figured it out, like move on. They were realizing like, no, we need like standardized systems and we need people to spend like years here learning how to take care of other people. So that's what was happening. I just thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, because before it was centralized, I know that there was a big divide because there were people who called themselves doctor who like went to medical school. And then there were people who called themselves doctor and fucked around with herbs. And they were like, basically they like made little tinctures and medicines and stuff in their kitchen. And they were like, I'm a doctor too. Like, and there was no standard. It didn't matter. You could call yourself whatever you wanted.
Yeah. And then they, the AMA reevaluated, revised, and added to the standards a couple of years later. So medical schools had to provide a 16-week course of instruction that included anatomy, medicine, surgery, midwifery. Midwifery? Is that how you say it? Midwifery.
Midwifer.
I don't like that one.
And chemistry.
That sounds like someone named Mudgett says it. I'm Howard Mudgett, and I practice midwifery.
Midwifery.
Yeah.
And then graduates had to be at least 21 years of age, and they had to complete a minimum of 3 years of study and 2 years under an acceptable practitioner. So, like, the standardized system is becoming, and I think that's important because exactly what you just said, like, that woman on Starvation Heights was just like,
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor. And everyone was like, okay, starve me to death. And she was like, got it.
She
Living
was
her
like,
best
done.
starvy life. So while he was at the University of Michigan, which I know I talk shit about them, but it's one of the best universities, whatever. It's great, but boo. He stole some cadavers from the lab, disfigured the bodies, burned some of them, and then he planted them as though the victims were killed in accidents so that he could collect insurance money because he would take out insurance policies on these dead bodies.
Oh, he's a sneaky one.
He's a sneaky sniff. So yeah, he would like take a cadaver.
Yeah.
And then take out a life insurance policy. And then he on the dead body. And then he would go and like re-kill the body. And then be like, hey, my friend died.
In a car accident.
Can I have
Wink,
the life
wink.
insurance? Yeah, literally. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Also, I just feel like maybe I listen to too many true crime things, but we need to seriously reevaluate as a country how we handle someone taking out life insurance policies. If someone if someone takes out a life insurance policy on you, immediately the police should follow them. They're about to kill someone for sure.
Yeah. Nope, I agree.
Not 10 times out of 10.
Isn't that so weird, though, that he was already thinking of, like, insurance fraud?
I mean...
And it's not like he was going to school to be, like, something... He was going to fucking school to be a doctor, and he was like, nah, this is my vibe.
He's like, listen, I ain't trying to wait on that paycheck.
Which, same. I'm not going to be a doctor, but...
Listen.
So, listen. He ended up finishing school, which is really good for a serial killer because often they don't do that. They just like fucking drop out or get caught or whatever. And then in 1884, he passed his medical exam. So he was a real life doctor.
Ooh, scary.
super scammy, super scary. He left his wife, left his son, and then spent some time working odd jobs and moving to New York.
Odd jobs. He's a doctor.
But he couldn't get like a...
Okay.
So he got a job as a keeper at the Norristown State Hospital in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, even though he quickly quit. And that took him to a job at a drugstore where a boy died from taking medicine, allegedly. HQ denied involvement, and then he fled the city. So if you flee, you probably are guilty.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you flee, you're guilty.
For sure deny it, but then leaving right after doesn't look great.
Didn't do it. Gotta go.
Adios.
Wasn't me.
Anyway, it's been nice knowing you guys.
I'm actually moving tomorrow. That's so weird.
I actually was already gonna leave, but
I have no bags packed, but I have to go in 4 hours.
right now. My train is...
So he moved to Chicago. Oh, look at the time. In my train. I have to catch a horse. I don't know what they were doing in 18. A horse with my midwifery. So he moved to Chicago in 1885, and he took work at a pharmacy, which is, I mean, pharmacists, look, they have a lot of drugs and access to drugs. And in 1800s, they didn't have a lot of fucking rules.
Listen, we already did an episode on the opioid epidemic. In 1885, I'm pretty sure they were like, you want some cocaine? You got a headache? Does your kid have a headache? You want some heroin? They had no
you
rules.
Feel bad? Can I give you heroin?
You seem
literally
sad. Would heroin help?
Are you sad? Yeah. Are you hungry?
Cocaine, perhaps? Okay.
So eventually he actually took over that business. It's rumored that he killed the original owner.
Sure it is.
But he bought it from the widow of the original owner, who was this little old man. And he died, and then he bought it from his wife.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. But probably just
Also,
one of the 200.
I don't think that's how ownership of something works. Like, you can't just go to a Taco Bell and be like, can I speak to the owner? And then kill him, and now it's your Taco Bell.
No, he bought it from
He
from
bought
the
it
widow.
from the widow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Allegedly. I don't know. He probably fucking So he built, this is when we get to the castle, the murder castle. So
Oof.
he built this 3-story building near the pharmacy, and this became the murder castle. So he advertised the place and offered jobs to young women. Mayday. Mayday.
If you're a young
Fucking
woman and
no.
someone is offering you a job,
Specifically because you're a young woman, run.
if you're unqualified, if they ask you to model and you have no modeling experience, you need to get
Stop
the fuck out
and
of there.
ask yourself why.
Ask yourself, am I about to get serial killed? Because the answer is
Correct.
yes.
Do you remember those belts that they used to have that had the little words that flashed across?
Yeah. Mayday.
Mayday. That's me.
You get like a mood ring, but it's a belt that tells you when you're in danger of being serial
Yes.
killed.
They should have
love it.
TM. It's a great idea.
I will wear that all day.
So the first floor was like basically a shopping center. You know how they have sometimes like apartments over like retail?
Yeah.
It was basically like that. So the
Mhm.
bottom was retail shops, and the second was small apartments, and it said you'd rent that out to people. And then the top was where he lived and also tortured and killed people, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the trap doors and like chutes and ladders, the little board game, so that he could move bodies down to the basement because he could burn their remains or dispose of them in other ways.
I'm going to call another life rule right now. If you walk into someone's house for like employment or a date
And there's a chute.
and there's a chute or a trap door, you are not about to have a good time. You need
Mayday. Mayday.
you need to get out of there quickly. Make up an excuse.
Yeah.
Be like, I have diarrhea. I have to go right now.
No one ever says no to diarrhea. Like, you gotta go.
It's an emergency. No one's going to stop you.
Yeah. So there were also like soundproof rooms and secret passages and mazes of hallways and staircases that were like having weird turns, twists and turns. Like fucking Alice in Wonderland in that bitch.
No.
Then the basement.
I don't
Yep.
like that.
If it's not a fucking normal hallway, get out. Mayday. Mayday.
I changed my mind. This place is too murdery even for me to visit.
Yeah, you can't go. You're
I don't
never
wanna
going to
go.
go there.
I don't
I'm
wanna
not
go.
going to allow that. The basement, people said, had like acid vats and pits of quicklime and a crematorium.
Okay.
And there was also allegedly gas jets and doors that could lock from only the outside.
There's literally no reason that you should have a crematorium. I don't care. Like, if you run a funeral home, maybe.
But even then,
Maybe.
fucking contract out.
Like, someone should have to have a special ass license to get a crematorium. Like, they shouldn't
agree.
give those things out like candy.
Because that's, if I were to be a murderer,
What? Why else would you have it? Oh, I just need to shred documents. Buy a shredder.
some scissors at this point in the 1800s.
Yeah.
What kind of documents are you fucking get rid of? There's not that many documents around. Keep all your documents.
What could you buy? What could you possibly use a crematorium for that isn't murder?
Murder. Okay. So, yes, right. To all of this, I would be like, what the fuck? But people are weird too. Like, women are weird.
About what?
Women about fucking murderers. Like, they like that shit. Like, people are on death row. They like get
Yeah.
all these people sending them their panties and shit. Did you know that?
I did know, but hearing you say it, I'm shooketh. If I
Do you not like the word panties?
I hate the word panties, and you know that about me. But also, it's like if you
if that's your shit,
if you
like,
feel the
go
need
nuts.
to send your panties to a death row inmate,
Mayday,
I don't know.
Mayday.
Like, it feels like what you need to do is call your therapist.
BetterHelp. We are not sponsored by them, but they are an online virtual therapist.
And you need them if you're trying to send your underwear to a serial killer.
We're not an ad, but turn up for better health.
But what's up?
Okay, so listen to this. This is not even the craziest part, really. It gets way weirder. So during the
Okay.
Columbian Exposition, which is like the Chicago's World Fair, it's a huge event. H Cubed reportedly opened up his 3-story building as like a hotel for visitors.
Of course he
Yeah.
did.
Mm-hmm. That's like, there's a Criminal Minds episode I recently watched, and they like are staying in a little motel. First of all,
No.
a
If
motel.
you reevaluate if you feel the need to stay in a motel,
Mayday,
you're gonna get
mayday.
serial killed.
And then it's not even like a motel; it's like cabins,
Oh,
and they
yep.
get locked in, and then that guy stabs the other guy in the eye.
And there's
Remember?
like a peephole, remember?
yeah, yep,
Ugh,
stab.
Criminal Minds vibes all day.
That's what I'm saying. So
Mm-mm.
don't stay in a motel. But anyway, he opened up his little buildings. Most of the visitors allegedly didn't make it out. Also, so although this has
Oh.
been disputed, historians say different things about him because like they can't really prove that he really killed 200 people, and he has claimed several times to have killed different numbers of people.
Mm-hmm.
But he for sure murdered about 9 people, which makes him a
Okay,
serial
well-
killer anyway.
Yeah, it's like 200 is obviously cuckoo crazy, but 9 is still pretty bad.
9 isn't good if you think about the number 200, but if you just
Yeah.
think about the number 9 itself, like that's wild.
If you have $9, that feels bad. If you've killed 9 people, that feels like, what are you doing?
Wild. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's what he did.
Mhm.
And he scammed several other people. So he was really known for like fucking scamming the shit out of everyone. He had a habit of getting engaged to a woman and then having her quickly disappear after he got control of their savings and their assets.
How can that be a habit? How big is this town? Like, how?
It's
how many-
Chicago.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. I was like, how many times has he done this? And how do you go back to your mutual friends and be like, yeah, my third fiance disappeared again?
Well, I don't think he had a lot of close friends. And if he did, they sucked.
Yeah, they must have been in on it.
Yeah. So this is even as a point, right?
Yeah.
Historians disagree about how many people we can actually say he murdered. But it's weird. It leans towards the side of 200 because medical schools would purchase skeletons from Holmes and like for their
Right.
studies.
Right. I know they
So-
used to buy bodies from like body snatchers that would.
Yeah, he body snatched for sure. Like
But if you make the bodies,
you snatch something.
he's like, this is H.H. Holmes' one-stop shop.
Yeah, what do you need? Tell me what you need. I'll go get it.
You need something
He
from
also-
the pharmacy just down the street. You need a
L-
body. Done.
Got that too. So not only that, but he has denied and confessed to murdering specific people, and their names have been confirmed. So wanted to make mention of them: Julia Connor and her 6-year-old daughter, Emmeline Segrand, Minnie Williams, and her sister Nanny Williams. So he like for sure murdered these women and
Uh-huh.
a 6-year-old. So back to
Oof.
the overall scamminess of him. All of his employees allegedly had to have life insurance, which listed him as the beneficiary.
Mayday.
Beneficiary. Can't fucking speak. Red fucking flag, right?
Here's another life rule. We're getting a lot of them today.
Mayday.
If your employer takes out a life insurance policy on you, just find a different job. Like, I know the market is hard out there. Nah.
It's not for you. So
No.
he ends up leaving Chicago, probably running from these issues that were mentioned.
Yeah.
And there was also a downturn in the economy. So maybe this just intersection of bad times for him. And then he
Yeah.
continued doing more illegal and horrible shit. So one of the things is he murdered his associate, Benjamin, I can never say his name, Pitzel?
Peitzel.
Benjamin
Whatever.
Peitzel. After
Peitzel?
creating,
Could be anything.
he's
Yeah.
got a good name. I can't say it. After creating a plan to fake Benjamin's death and collect the insurance money. So while Holmes was in jail for something else, he had heard a story about faking someone's death for insurance money.
Mhm.
He was like, "That's my fucking
That's
shit.
actually what I love to
I love
do."
to kill people, and I love to scam insurance companies.
Specifically those two things.
That's like the best combo. That's like a burger and fries.
I love a murder. I love an insurance fraud.
That's my dream come true."
PB&J.
So he gets his friend PB.
Oh.
And he's like, "Yeah, let's fake your death and I'll collect the insurance money." And
Mhm.
PB was like, "Fucking bomb, dude. Yeah, awesome."
I love to fake my death.
And he accidentally actually kills him. I don't know about accidentally. He fucking kills him. So he kills his friend.
Allegedly, it was an accident.
Yeah, but he for sure killed him. Like there's
Yeah.
proof. And then after murdering him, he went to Benjamin's widow, who knew about the scam, but didn't know that he was actually dead. Like she didn't even know she was a widow at the time. He just went in to like fucking check the scene. Like, is he going to get caught? He felt a little weird. He gave her some money, and then he wasn't convinced that he was safe from getting caught. So he took some of the kids to see their dad and ends up killing them too.
Oh my God. Why?
So he's just a dick.
He's like, leave no witnesses.
I think that was his vibe.
I bet it was.
So he definitely murdered them. He murdered Benjamin to cover up the original murder, which is dumb. So finally he's caught in November of 1894. This is why I fucking hate the past, because no one can get caught for shit. But he
True.
finally gets caught. He told the authorities about several different crimes and murders where he admitted to killing 27 people and then at a different time the 200, right? So
Oof.
he was only able to actually be charged for killing his friend, Benjamin. That's the only crime that they were able to definitively pin on him. Even the children, they couldn't pin on him for
Oh
sure.
my God.
Yep.
Because
While
it was the 1800s and they were like, what is DNA?
literally they were like, if he says he didn't do it, like, I
What
don't
is
know.
evidence? What is this evidence that you speak of?
He literally
Yeah.
did it though. So he was in he was in captivity awaiting. He was in captivity. Captivity, awaiting his trial and sentencing. And he authored, of course, an autobiography, Holmes' own story, in which he wrote, "I could not help the fact that I was a murderer, no more than the poet can help the inspiration to sing." He just said that murder was
I
an
hate him
art, but-
so much. Also, it's like,
Okay,
what
yeah.
a douche.
Yeah. Also, who's giving this guy fucking pen and
Who-
paper to write a story? It's not story time.
Who read his autobiography is what I really want to know.
I'm kind of
Who would read it? I kind of do too. He sounds really interesting, but more from a perspective of like, I want to understand your pathology. Like,
Yeah,
why are
his-
you this way? Who
You
hurt
look crazy. Yeah. Well, his dad beat the shit out of him.
you? Oh, well, that'll do
So
it.
he ended up being hanged for the murder of his friend, and he's buried in Pennsylvania,
R.I.P. I
in-
mean, not
West Philadelphia.
born and raised. That's crazy because if he killed 200 people, I feel like he would be like the third most prolific American serial killer.
He's like the most.
There's that one guy, Sam.
Yeah. But he's like he's like the first noted serial killer. Like they're like, yeah, this guy is a murderer.
Murderer.
So yeah, he's weird.
Samuel Little is the name I was trying to think of. He is very interesting. I wish it wasn't so long ago so we could know more about him, honestly.
There's a movie. Wait, hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna link it in the notes. It's H. Holmes, American Serial Killer. Oh, wait, that might be the documentary. There's also a movie where Leonardo DiCaprio plays him. I think it's a show or a movie.
Love me some Leo.
It's pretty good. So, supposedly, allegedly, I didn't fucking watch it,
Allegedly?
but it looks good. I want to watch it. So,
Allegedly, people enjoy it or whatever.
yeah, I'll include it with my show notes.
Perfect, because I will go watch it.
And that's the story for today.
You did a great job. Hey, Mal Pals. Thanks for listening. Follow us on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Malpractice Podcast.
Yeah. Send us a Gmail, an email. That's what I meant. Send us an email to our Gmail, malpracticepodcast@gmail.com.
And that's it.
Do do do.